Have you ever noticed that your bank account looks the exact same every single year? Like January rolls around and you tell yourself, all right, this is it. This is my year. I'm finally going to save money, pay off debt, get ahead, whatever. And for a few months, you're actually doing it. You cut back, you cook at home, you cancel subscriptions you didn't even know you had, your account starts moving up a little, but then life happens. A trip, a birthday, a car repair, a new phone, a holiday, a reset, and suddenly you're right back at the exact same number you were last year, and the year before that, and maybe even 5 years before that. And you're sitting there thinking, why do I work so hard and never actually get ahead? Well, there's a reason for that, and today we're breaking it down. My name's Tyler, and I spend way too much time thinking about the weird patterns behind how regular people build wealth, and more importantly, why most people don't. If you're someone who's been stuck at the same savings number, the same debt number, or the same net worth for years, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, I'm going to explain something most financial gurus never talk about, the middle-class net worth trap. It's psychological, it's mathematical, and once you understand it, you can break out of it. So let's get into it. Here's the thing. Most middle-class people aren't stuck because they're irresponsible. They're stuck because they operate inside a system of invisible financial ceilings. Not one ceiling, not two ceilings, multiple ceilings. Here's what most people don't realize. Your brain, your income, your expenses, and your habits all work together to keep you stuck at the same net worth for years, unless something forces you to break the pattern. And this pattern is so predictable that researchers at the Brookings Institution actually found that over 60% of middle-class Americans maintain the same net worth bracket for more than a decade. Not because they're not earning, not because they're not trying, but because they're trapped in the cycle I'm about to show you. This is where it gets really interesting. Most people don't have a financial goal. They have a financial range. A range that looks something like net worth minus $5,000 to plus $20,000. Meaning, if their net worth drops below $5,000, they panic, tighten up, stop spending, hustle, sacrifice, and work their way back up. If their net worth rises above $20,000, they relax, reward themselves, upgrade something, take a trip, or do a life catch-up, which drops them right back down. Most people live inside a self-maintaining loop. They never drop too far, but they also never rise too high. Mathematically, this pattern is called regression to the mean. Psychologically, it's called identity stability. Financially, it keeps you stuck for 10 plus years. Look, the problem isn't income. People think it is, but it's not. If the problem were income, then everyone who made $70,000 or $90,000 per year would be doing great. But they're not. Because the real issue is middle-class income comes with middle-class obligations. Middle-class obligations destroy middle-class wealth. Let me show you how this works. Let's say you're earning $60,000 a year. After taxes, bills, groceries, car payment, phone, rent, insurance, and random life stuff, you're able to save maybe $400 a month. That's pretty decent. That's responsible. That's disciplined. But here's the math nobody wants to do. $400 times 12 months equals $4,800 saved in a year. Pretty solid. But then $1,200 repair, $2,500 trip, $400 holiday month, $700 phone issue. Suddenly, $4,800 saved, $4,800 spent equals zero net progress. Most middle-class people do not accumulate money. They rotate money. They store it, then they release it. Then they store it again. Then they release it again. Year after year after year. You might have great months, great phases, great routines, but you never escape the loop because there's always a reset waiting. This is why the average American savings rate is only 4.3%, Federal Reserve, because resets destroy progress. Here's what most people don't realize. People don't spend money because they want things. They spend money to release emotional pressure. When you've been grinding for months, saving, sacrificing, holding back, being responsible, your brain eventually says, okay, enough. We've earned a break. And that break becomes a trip, a gadget, a celebration, a dining out phase, a life catch-up, or worse, a just this once purchase that resets everything. This is why behavior scientists call it financial fatigue. Financial fatigue is the number one enemy of middle-class wealth building. And the tricky part, it feels logical in the moment. Because you have been responsible. You do deserve a break. You have been stressed. But that relief phase wipes out months of progress. Just like the $7,000 trap we talked about in the other lesson, this exact same relief cycle appears at every financial level. That's why someone at $5,000 savings keeps dropping back to $1,000. Someone at $15,000 keeps dropping back to $7,000. Someone at $50,000 keeps dropping back to $30,000. You don't break ceilings with discipline. You break them by changing identity. Let me give you the simplest explanation possible. The middle class earns enough to build wealth, but lives in a way that prevents it. Here are the 4 reasons. Reason 1. Income increases, lifestyle increases faster. The average American gets a 3 to 4% raise per year. But their expenses rise 5 to 7% per year. Everything costs more. A lifestyle creeps. Social pressure grows. The math is doomed. Reason 2. Middle-class emergencies hit harder. If you're rich and you need to fix your car, you pay for it and move on. If you're middle class, it wipes out 3 months of savings. The same event. Very different impact. Reason 3. Most people save emotionally, not strategically. Meaning, they save until they feel okay. Then they stop. The goal is comfort, not transformation. Comfort never builds wealth. Reason 4. People don't have a long-term storage system. Wealthy people put money in locked accounts, investments, in automatic contributions, in places they can't casually touch. When your money stops feeling available, your brain stops treating it like a reward. Objection 1, Tyler, I don't earn enough to get ahead. Look, I get it, but here's the truth. If income was the only factor, people who earn $120,000 wouldn't be broke. But they're not. Because even high earners fall into the same psychological traps. Pressure, resets, lifestyle creep, emotional spending, identity ceilings. Your income determines speed, but your behavior determines direction. Objection 2, but shouldn't I enjoy my life? Yes, but enjoy it strategically. If you enjoy $200 today, and that $200 could have become $18,000 over 20 years, are you enjoying life? Or borrowing from your future? Most people don't understand compounding not because they can't do math, but because they don't understand identity. Objection 3, isn't this just discipline? No, it's psychology. You don't need to be more disciplined. You need better internal rules. Discipline runs out. Identity doesn't. Let me tell you a quick story. A subscriber emailed me and said, Tyler, for the last 11 years, my net worth has stayed between $10,000 and $18,000. No matter what I do, what's wrong with me? Nothing. She was stuck in the middle-class identity range. Whenever she dropped below $10,000, she panicked, saved aggressively. Whenever she rose above $18,000, she relaxed and caught up on life. She was not failing. She was predictable. When I told her to set a new baseline, not $10,000 but $20,000, everything changed. Within a year, she had $33,000. Not because she earned a ton more, not because she worked harder, but because she raised her internal financial identity. All right, let's talk solutions. Here's what most people don't realize. You break financial ceilings by shifting your identity, not by saving harder. Here are the steps that actually work. Step 1, identify your financial range. This is the number one thing you must do today. Ask yourself, what's the lowest number that makes me panic? What's the highest number that makes me relax? That range is your prison. Once you see it, you can change it. Step 2, set a new finish line. Your brain needs a new target. If your old ceiling was $20,000, your new one is $35,000. If it was $10,000, your new one is $20,000. This is the identity shift. This is where wealth actually begins. Step 3, use hard lock accounts. Put your wealth building money somewhere you don't see it, you don't touch it, you can't casually access it. When your money stops feeling available, your brain stops treating it like a reward. Step 4, Eliminate resets for 90 days. This is the secret, the unlock, the cheat code. Suppress one reset, just one, and you break the 10-year net worth plateau instantly. 90 days. Anyone can do 90 days. Step 5. Convert relief into momentum. When you hit your old ceiling number, say, good. Now we start. That one sentence will change your financial life. Let's run real numbers. Let's say you save $400 per month. Your old pattern. Save to $8,000, reset back down to $4,000. Save to $10,000, reset back down to $6,000. Net worth after 12 months? $6,000. But with new rules, here's how it looks. Save to $8,000, no reset. Save 3 more months, that's $9,200. Another 3 months, that's $10,400. Another 3 months, that's $11,600. Tax return plus bonus, that's $14,000 plus.
Net worth after 12 months, $14,000 to $17,000. That's double the old path. Same income, same job, same life. Different pattern, different identity, different ceiling. It's not the economy. It's not inflation. It's not income. It's identity. You think like someone who maintains money, not someone who builds wealth. You do enough to avoid disaster, not enough to transform. You save for safety, not for freedom. And the big revelation is you don't need a new job. You need a new number. A new minimum, a new baseline, a new finish line. Once you push past your identity ceiling, you can never go back down. That's how wealth is built. So here's what I want you to do today. 1, check your actual net worth. Stop guessing. 2, identify your psychological range, your low number and your high number. 3, set a new target. Double your upper limit. 4, create a hard lock account. Your future lives there. 5, commit to 90 days with no resets. Just 90 days. If you do that, you will break one of the most invisible ceilings in your financial life. And once you break the first one, breaking the next becomes 10 times easier. If this helped you, give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and drop a comment telling me what your financial ceiling number actually is. I'll see you in the next one.